Hello and welcome back to Backstage at the Clubrooms, the RADS podcast where we chat with members past and present about all things theatre. Today I'm joined by someone you'll more recently know from our summer production, Monstrous Regiment, where he played the indomitable Sgt Jackrum. But he's also our media manager, an experienced director and a long-time RADS member. It's Mike Walker.
Do I speak now? Hello!
Hello! How are you?
Oh, well, if I start listing all my elements, it'll be less like a podcast and more like an edition of Casualty.
Amazing.
So we'll skip that question.
Let's skip that question. I say it as well, like we haven't just spent the last 2 and a bit hours rehearsing for our November show, Bleak Expectations. But today we're going to focus more on Monstrous, all about you, your history with theatre and RADS, and then we'll have a little look into the future as well. So, Monstrous Regiment. How did you audition for Sgt Jackrum? How did you approach Jackrum as such a larger-than-life character?
Actually, I didn't have any intention of being in it. I went to the read-through because I was interested, but I assumed that most of the parts are sort of younger people. And then when I was given Charles, the director, left home straight afterwards, he said, "Why didn't you put your name down?" So I told him. He said, "Well, actually, I kind of had penciled you in from the minute that I made the decision to direct the play."
Oh, amazing.
At which point I felt I couldn't say no. So, yes, it was a matter of investigating Pratchett, developing the character and just seeing how it went from there.
Did you know anything about like the story or anything before the read-through, or was it just literally what you'd seen on the day?
Didn't know anything about it at all, apart from I'd read the script before the read-through, and I'm familiar with the Pratchett's world, although I'm not an avocado like
like Alex. I think it would be hard to match Alex's level of expertise on Pratchett. No. But you know, it felt like, I mean, for me, and speaking on behalf of other people, I felt like it was very fitting for you. Like, I don't know, I felt like it looked almost effortless for you to be playing that sort of commandeering, like, I don't know, I guess that sort of figure of importance and a leader sort of role. It just felt like you sort of slipped right in.
Nothing's ever effortless. It's a bit like a swan on the surface with the legs paddling furiously underwater. But I suppose I had a bit of an advantage to start with in kind of being physically correct and the right age for it. Yeah. So then it's just a matter of researching it a bit and trying a few things and seeing what works. What
was your favourite part of Monstrous? Like your favourite, do you have any favourite like memories of rehearsals or like the script itself? What was your best bit?
I'm an old man, I can't remember what happened yesterday.
No, I can't believe that, because you've been sorting the pictures out for Monstrous for the last God knows how many weeks. Well, so you've had daily reminders.
It's not quite the same rehearsing and knocking the brightness down a bit on a photo.
So what was happening there? Who knows? Skip.
No, I think the overriding thing for me was probably the camaraderie and the amount of teamwork that came across while we were rehearsing it. Everybody was there for each other, and that's not always the case in every production. It depends who's in it. It depends what the play is. You know, there's a lot of variables, so it's nice when it happens.
Yeah, it was we had a really nice group of cast, and all varying in age as well. Like it was a very diverse cast, and I think we all got on quite well. It was a true like band of brothers, which was really nice.
Yes, which fit in because there were a band of sisters in
in the end, sisters,
play.
not brothers. Because it was a very ensemble-heavy production. I mean, the principals being myself, yourself, Dan, as Lieutenant Blouse, but it was very, very like ensemble-heavy. It was a very big cast, and there was a lot of very important characters to the development of the story. But yeah, it was all sort of brought together by, well, Sgt Jackrum was their leader, so you were the glue that held the regiment together.
Yes, and also the one that was aware of the secrets.
Exactly, and we can talk about this now, because in the initial podcast we did about Monstrous, we hadn't done the run yet, so it was all very top secret. We're very careful about what we had to say. Now we can uncover the fact that the majority, if not all, of the regiment were women, and those in higher power were also women, most of them, yourself included, which got a nice little gasp on show nights, which was nice when people realised and the penny dropped.
Yes.
I think that was my favourite scene, actually, was our scene at the end with your locket.
Yes, mine too, because it was a reveal, and I think I prefer working one-to-one with people, well, acting one-to-one with people, because you can develop it so much more.
Yeah.
And it had a bit of humour, a bit of pathos.
Yeah.
A bit of everything.
It was a lovely scene. Like, the first read through, like, everyone was like, "Oh, that's so nice," and I was like, "Oh, that's gonna sting." The last show, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the turning point. And on the closing show, just for context, in case you didn't catch it, the last scene between myself and Mike, so Polly and Sgt Jackrum, was Sgt Jackrum revealing to Polly that he was also a woman, and had a son who he wasn't sure he wanted to go and see. And then he decided that maybe, with a push from Perks, he might go and see his son. And it was a really nice moment of sort of a passing the baton from Jackrum to Perks. But also it was the second to last scene of the play, and it felt very, especially on the last night, it felt very final. That last salute was...
Yeah, well, Pratchett actually says that the play can end there.
Yeah.
So it's just a director's choice whether you put those additional scenes on the end, because it does make a good ending. It
does make a really good ending, and it felt like it was an ending and then an epilogue, and you could absolutely, it was a natural stopping point there. Like, for me, I think that was when, on the last night, we did that last scene, and it was like, okay, it's over. So that's it, it's done. And I came off, and Alex Caffrey, who played Shufti, was in the wings with my coat, and she was like, "Do not cry." And I was like, "I won't cry, I'm fine." And then she just looked at me, and I was like, I started going, she was like, "No, you've got another scene, go," and forced me back on, which I was very grateful for at the time. Then came off afterwards and had a little cry. But yeah, it was very nice. It was a perfect ending, I think, to such a great run.
It was.
So you're not just an actor, though, are you, Mike? You're also...
What are you referring to?
You're also a director.
I have directed a few, but top of my head, about 4 plus a 1 act. I don't do them very often.
Do you prefer acting to directing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I love that, isn't it? Yes.
See, I was brought up doing musicals. So I did musicals from when I was about 5 up until, well, getting on for 50 probably, really. And then I decided I was enjoying the acting bit more than the singing and dancing bit, plus I was never very good at dancing anyway. So I didn't really start doing plays until relatively late on in life, so I didn't know much of the repertoire.
Yeah. So
for me, it's a chance to do as many parts as I can get under my belt before I have to pack in.
Yeah.
I'm too old for everything.
Never. Is there any production that stood out to you as being like, oh yeah, I like this. I liked it, because you said obviously about you preferred the plays and acting over the music, but is there anything that was like, oh, this part, this is what made it for me?
Well, not initially, because as I said, I wasn't really aware of the repertoire. I mean, I've heard of Ibsen and Chekhov and Alan Ayckbourn and all the rest, but I hadn't seen a lot of plays and I hadn't been in any, so everything was new. And what I liked about it was the variety. So I can be doing. My first one was Hedda Gabler,
right,
which I did at 4 weeks' notice because somebody dropped out, and that was my first introduction to it. So see, what you forget when you're only doing musicals is how much of the time is filled in with the songs and the incidental music and the dancing and everything else. And in a play, all that has to be filled up with words.
Yeah.
So when I got my script home, the first one, and underlined all my bits, I thought, oh God, how am I ever going to remember this?
Yeah.
But you do, and sort of panic sets in, and that helps.
Yeah. Spares you one a bit.
But, you know, it's the variety things, you know. You can do serious things, you can do comedy, you can do period things, you can do contemporary things. That's all. I still find it as interesting now as when I started.
Do you have a favourite genre?
Not really. I mean, I like comedy because I feel as I can do it, but comedy gets underestimated. It's actually harder to do comedy than it is to do a straight play. Not in terms of learning the words, but the fact that you're not just performing to an audience, you're interacting with them.
Yeah.
And you've always got to be aware of that laughs can come in places where you don't expect them. Mm-hmm. Even when you do expect them, you don't know how long they're going on for. And it's in a way, it's like reacting rather than acting.
Yeah, 100%.
So, but it's always rewarding to hear an audience laugh at something that you've been working so hard on for a few months.
Absolutely. And I think as well, because in rehearsal, especially in the run up to the actual show, you get past the funniness, and because you rehearse it so much, it's sort of like, oh, this isn't funny anymore. Like, it's not funny. And then you get that first audience in the theatre and they laugh at everything and you're like, oh, it is funny. And then it's that sort of like, oh no, yeah, actually, like there was parts of, it was similar with Monstrous. There was parts in Monstrous where we didn't actually get it fully until the audience laughed at certain bits that we hadn't clocked onto. And we were like, why are they laughing at that? And then we're like, oh, that's actually really funny. And it's really, you're waiting for the audience. You're hoping that the audience is going to catch on to what you find funny. But it's also all in the delivery as well, which makes, like I say, it does make comedy harder.
Yeah, you see that a lot in plays. Cause I watch things on the stage, you know, with professional actors, and they say a line and everybody laughs, and you think that in itself that wasn't a funny line. It's just either the way they delivered it, or the timing of how they delivered it, or its context within the play. And sometimes, particularly with amateurs, you don't automatically pick that up from the page.
No. Yeah.
So you're relying on studying it properly, or having the director tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously when you what have you directed? Was that here?
Yes, I've only ever directed here. The first one I did was Improbable Fiction. When was that? I don't know, I'm hopeless with dates. The Alan Ayckbourn play, but it appealed to me because it was quite a quirky comedy. And then just for a change, I did Death Trap by Ira Levin, which I think was 2013.
Okay.
And a play called The Clink, which is, again, nobody'd ever heard of, but was hilarious. And it was about set in the times of Elizabeth I, about a fool who decided he would give stand-up comedy a bash. But it was all in period.
Amazing.
Set against the final years of Elizabeth I, and there was all sorts of weird and wonderful things in it.
Yeah.
There was a fight in a boxing ring where they didn't use fists, they used insults.
Amazing. I
And
love that.
I set it like a proper boxing match.
Wow.
With seconds and everything and bouncing off the ropes, and it was just hysterically funny to be in. I'm not sure the audience got everything,
Yeah.
but we enjoyed
But
it.
you guys had fun, and that's such a good thing though, because like you can tell, like I've watched a lot of theatre, I've done a lot of theatre, and when you're watching, it really does tell when you can see the actors are actually really enjoying what they're doing, and you can see the passion that they have for it, whether it be comedy, tragedy, murder mystery, like whatever you're watching, like if you can see them having joy in it or they're having passion in it,
I think that's
really
what
makes a
attracts me to
difference.
when I'm picking a play. I want to pick something that the actor's going to enjoy doing.
Yeah.
So again, Whiskey Galore was a case in point, because you get a team of girls who are all playing multiple roles, and it's really the chance to showcase themselves and show what they can do, and I think that they all thoroughly enjoyed themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Whiskey Galore, and the whole time, again, that was it's a great example of you watching people that look like they're having a great time. Like, it was ridiculous, the amount of like hat changes and beard changes and like moving boats off and on the stage, and it was just like you're watching it thinking this is absolutely bonkers, but it's brilliant.
Well, logistically, it's a nightmare. Fortunately, I'm OCD, so I had reams and reams of spreadsheets and timing things.
Seems to be a theme amongst RADS directors, spreadsheets.
Oh, yeah,
it's great.
I do love Excel.
Love Excel, love it.
Other spreadsheets are available.
This is not a sponsor. We're not sponsored by Excel. We should be. But no, yeah, absolutely. It was such a great show though. And again, it just shows that what you can achieve even with like a really small, like, because it was how many of them? 5? 4? 5? 6?
Oh, now you're asking.
Testing my memory.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think there was more than 6.
6, 7, 8, maybe.
Yeah.
Small cast anyway.
Yeah.
Small cast, but yeah, it was so versatile, like with all of them playing multiple parts. It was so good because you knew exactly who each person was meant to be, and it was just really good, really clever. We're going to have a break, and then we're going to delve into Mike's RADS journey and his job as media manager after a short break. Fancy supporting RADS and getting a little something back? Join the RADS Friends scheme. It's a great way to help keep live theatre thriving in Richmond. As a friend, you'll get a monthly newsletter, your name in our show programmes, and exclusive access to our club nights and activities. All that for just £12 a year or £20 per couple, due every 1st of June. Whether you're a current member or just a loyal audience regular, we'd love to have you as a friend of RADS. To find out more or join, just contact our Friends and Membership Secretary, Gregan Davis. You'll find all the details on our website or in the show notes below. Thanks for supporting local theatre. Now, back to the episode. Welcome back. So, as well as acting and directing, Mike is also the media manager on the RADS committee. So, how long have you been media manager? Has it been?
It's a good few years. I kind of invented the post, really.
Yeah.
Because I could, having been on the committee for a while, I could see the potential for changing things. We didn't have a website.
Yeah.
We weren't using desktop publishing to produce our programs.
Yeah.
And they were fairly unsophisticated. There were just a couple of sheets of A4. Well, A5 actually, with a plain cover.
Yeah.
Whereas now there are a lot more sort of all singing and dancing, but the job kind of, all the things that were involved in introducing computers really and modern technology into what we do.
Yeah.
Kind of morphed into a job that we decided to call media manager.
Yeah.
So it needed a rule change to add that to the list of jobs.
Yeah.
and I've been doing it ever since. God knows what'll happen when somebody else has to take it over.
Do you enjoy doing because you do the programmes? I mean, obviously then, so for the last few years then, do you do all of the programmes for every show? Yeah. So for the last few years, if you've seen any RADS productions, that will have been Mike that made those and designed those programmes. You've won awards for your programmes.
I have. I've won about 3 now, I think.
3 NODA awards.
Which I always find quite rewarding because I'm literally a one-man band when it comes to programmes.
Yeah.
Design them, quite often take the photographs.
Yeah.
And whereas a lot of societies have teams of people doing them, or they give them to professionals to do. I don't
know what you mean. You are a professional. Look at this.
Well,
award winning.
Yeah.
It is very cool. It is very cool. And the programmes are absolutely amazing. I mean, I've only been involved in the society for a year now, but I've, like I say, avid theatre goer and have been coming to RAD shows for a while, and the programmes have always been really cool. And it's a great thing for the audience to have. Like, I save them all as like little mementos, and when you're in shows, it's great to be able to have a physical like reminder of the show that you've done.
I take it personally when the person walks past the programme cells and said, "No, thank you."
I know. Like, excuse me, I made that.
You know how many hours I've spent on that.
Yeah. So don't feel guilted. However, the next time you're at the RADS show and you don't pick up a programme, just think of Mike silently upset in the corner.
Yeah.
But no, so much work goes into it, and like, I honestly, it's underrated how much goes into that. I think not enough credit is given for the beautiful programmes that are produced.
I mean, I do like computers. I must admit, I could sit in front of them for quite a large proportion of the day, and often do until I get told I've got jobs to do. So it's not an effort in that regard, but I'm a bit OCD about them being perfect. You know, if you've got multiple rectangles on a page, they all have to be equally spaced from each other, and blah blah blah.
Because the Blue Stockings programme, that was like a yearbook, wasn't it? And that had all the tiny little squares.
Yeah.
Was that fun?
Sometimes I come up with an idea.
No.
Original idea.
Yeah, that's because that's really cool. Because obviously that was a Cambridge school show essentially.
Yeah.
So it's always with like within the theme. What was Antigone's? Oh, that was a family tree, wasn't it? Is that the family tree?
Yeah, the family tree was Gregor's idea, but then I kind of realised it with the way the photographs were put in, and the branches of the family
tree. And then obviously for Monstrous, that was the picture that was taken by the vampire iconographer.
Yeah.
Which again,
mocked up the newspaper, the
news
Morpok Times, wasn't it? Yeah.
So cool. Like, and they match the story, which is so great. Like the whiskey one, that was really good too, because the front cover for that had the whiskey bottle on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
And that again, that was really cool. They're all tied into the themes of the shows, which is it's very creative. It's very cool. I could not think of those things. So
pretty often I don't think of them either, but I'm very good at adapting somebody else's idea.
Like someone just says something to you and you're like, yeah, I got it, and you just make it happen. But that's so cool. And obviously with the modernising of it and having the website, that's such a great tool as well for new people to see what we're up to and what we're doing, and there's all sorts of things on there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's difficult to know how much traffic it gets, but there are some metrics that you can access on the hosting company's website. I have a kind of control panel that I go into every now and then if I want to have a look, and one of the interesting things is the breakdown in the countries that people have accessed it from. You know, and you see countries like Iran and Kazakhstan and China and the Philippines, and you think, what? How have they come across it?
Checking out our website, of course, standard. Because there's like updates on like upcoming shows? There's like cast list postings on there, isn't there? When you get cast lists.
Yeah, we use it as a tool for the members as well. So we can put audition material on there. I've frequently used it to put rehearsal material, like if the songs, I can record them and put a music file on there for people to practice with.
Yeah.
Etc.
There's also how to contact like the committee and things on there as well, isn't there? There's links to everyone's details, which is, again, and it's just another way of letting people be able to see what we're doing and contact us and if they need to. Our website is linked always in the description, so if you want to see what we're talking about, have a little look. But it's so important to have like media, and like we were saying earlier, like media and publicity sort of go hand in hand, but both two massive sort of roles in outreach and getting new people, but also like I say, modernising and making it accessible for everyone. It's super important.
Yeah, they do go hand in hand. So I've worked quite closely with all the various people who've held the role of publicity manager.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Right, we'll be back in a couple of minutes for our quickfire wrap-up round. Don't go anywhere. Looking for a fun way to spend a Monday evening? Come along to our monthly RADS Club Nights, held on the second Monday of every month at the Clubrooms. Whether you're a seasoned performer or just theatre curious, everyone's welcome, member or not. We've got all sorts of drama-filled fun, from script read-throughs to games, workshops and more. It's relaxed, it's social, it's theatrical, and we'd love to see you there. Keep an eye on our socials for times and themes, and come and join the RADS madness. Welcome back to our final round, the quickfire round. So, 4 quick questions.
It's like I'm going to score points.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like, right, well, yeah, I might do like in the yearly wrap-up, I might do like a best quickfire round answer.
Okay.
So, I've not told the others about this. So, you've got the upper hand.
I've got an advantage. Okay.
Yeah, got an advantage. Okay. Are we ready? So, question number 1. Favourite line from Monstrous Regiment?
Oh, flip. God, can I come back to that one?
Fine. You get 1 pass, that's it. Dream role you've not played yet?
There's a... do I have to limit to more than one? Yeah.
You can go with a few if you want to do a few.
In musicals, I would have loved to have played Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof. Okay. And also Bialystok in The Producers.
Nice.
Those are the ones that I would have loved to have played. But in terms of drama, I'm probably still working my way up to King Lear or somebody like that.
Amazing. Yes.
There was a play I read once, which was made into a film with Anthony Hopkins, Shadowlands.
Oh yeah.
And it's a bit of a different sort of role about, I think it's C.S. Lewis, and this sort of romance he had with an American widow, and I'd like to have a go at that because it's a bit different. Yeah. It's not comedy. It's not shouting. It's all very subtle.
Yeah.
There's probably others, but
that's absolutely fine. Favourite show you have ever been in?
Probably Hello, Hello.
Yeah.
I played Renee, and I was kind of physically quite like Gordon Kay, and I had the moustache and everything. And although I was literally on stage all the time, it's the easiest part I've ever had to learn because every line was a punchline. Yeah. Yeah. And we got such fantastic response. The theatre was packed out every performance, and it was just hilariously funny. Yeah. Both to rehearse and to do on stage. And one of those where you can break the fourth wall as well. Yeah. That's always fun. Yeah, I do remember doing one ad-lib one night that I couldn't resist. I'd done a punchline and we kind of moved on a couple of lines, and then a bloke laughed in the audience. And I just couldn't help it. And I said, "Oh, for heaven's sake, keep up." You know?
I love it.
But unfortunately, I didn't consider the consequence on the fellow actors because they were all smirking.
Yeah.
when I got back going again. But we were all
Worth it though, because that's the
right.
perfect response.
But that's one of my favourites. And the other one was playing Mr. Puff in Sheridan's The Critic.
All right.
Again, lot of lines. I had pages and pages where it was just me and sort of archaic language as well, but it's such a funny play. Yeah. And it was directed brilliantly by Jim Brown. Yeah. Because a lot of us read it straight off and thought, how on earth is this going to work? Yeah. And it was fantastic.
Amazing. Go to pre-show ritual or superstitions, if any? Are you generally pretty chill?
No, I just I hate being unprepared, so I make absolutely sure that I know all my lines before I go on stage. Otherwise, I would get nervous. Yeah. But if I'm confident that I know them, says he who got several prompts during Monstrous, but
no, because
you've got no control over what happens on the night. Sometimes you forget a line that you've never ever forgotten in your whole life before,
and it often comes off the back of the audience finding something funny that you didn't anticipate, or something prop going wrong, or being missing, or it's often caused by one tiny thing can just throw you off. You see somebody in the crowd and you're like, oh no, don't look there, and then that's it, your head's gone. So it's really it can absolutely just sort of throw you off your game a little bit. But at least well yeah, but you generally know what you're doing. Generally,
yeah. But I don't have any kind of rituals apart from remembering to get dressed and put my contact lenses in.
Yeah, that always helps. Being able to see is always a bonus. Yeah. Right, I'm going back to it. Favourite line from Monstrous?
I said I can't remember yesterday, let alone. It's funny, isn't it? Learning lines for sure, because while you're doing it, you think, I'll never forget this now, because I know it absolutely from cover to cover, but your brain was kind of just compartmentalised stuff, and once the show's over, it throws it away because it doesn't need it anymore. Yeah. So
it's so funny. Like, we were talking about, myself and Archie, we were talking in rehearsal for Bleak the other day about how one of the lines in Bleak was also in Monstrous, and he said every time I say it, my head just goes back to being strappy. And I was like, that's really funny, because like it's you think you've forgotten, and then you hear like a couple of lines from it and you're like, oh, that was in that. And like you sort of associate certain things with certain lines. Yeah. But yeah, no, I think, well, my favourite line of yours is probably, whatever you do, do it as you. Yeah. I think that was one of my personal favourite lines of yours. So I'll answer that on your behalf.
That's an order.
That's an order, yeah.
Thinking about it, I like most of the lines that Scarlett had. Yeah. And especially in Gary's Geordie accent.
So funny.
They appeal to my sense of humour.
Yeah. Fill your boots with soup.
Yeah. Not that one, though.
Not that one. I love that. All of them, but that. Well, Mike, thank you so much for joining me. It's been amazing to have a Monstrous reunion and a little more of a deep delve into your life as media manager. To our listeners, if you enjoy this chat, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. Oh, and don't forget, RAD's next production is the gloriously ridiculous Bleak Expectations, running from the 5th to the 8th of November at the Georgian Theatre Royal, Richmond, North Yorkshire. Expect Dickens with a twist, over-the-top villains, tragic heroes, and a whole lot of comedy. You'll even spot Mike there as the delightfully devious Mr. Gently Benevolent. Tickets are available now from the Georgian Theatre Royal box office and website, so grab yours before they're gone. And in our next episode, I'll be chatting to 4 characters who bring joy, pain, heartache, and some truly amazing sound effects. See you there.
Bye.